Greetings, friends. I'm AK.
And I'm Laura.
And we are the Chainsaw Girls.
On today's episode, we are covering one of my favorite movies ever. The 9-year-old in me is just screaming with joy right now. We are covering 1987's The Monster Squad.
I am so excited to talk about this. This was a first-time watch for me, and I'm on the opposite end of Laura in the sense that I did not watch this movie as a kid. So I'm seeing it for the first time as an adult. It was so fun, and I can totally see why, especially if you saw this as a kid in the 80s. It's kind of like The Goonies meets the Universal Monsters.
Exactly,
Yeah.
dude. Exactly. I remember, so I've told this before, but me and my dad used to watch horror movies together all the time. We'd go to the video store and he'd be like, pick out whatever you want. And it was always horror for me. That or like maybe a random, Disney movie. But for the most part, it was horror. And I rented The Monster Squad. I'm not exaggerating this, like almost every single Saturday that we went to the video store.
Aww.
And this specifically the scene where Wolfman's got nards. It sticks out in my brain so much. Like I wanted to be in the Monster Squad so bad when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like it was everything I wanted. And when I rewatched it, it was like making me weepy. By the way, I cry at the end every single time. But like the nostalgia of it and like it reminds me so much of my dad.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
can totally see that.
So much, dude.
Yeah, they have so many great one-liners in this movie.
It's the best.
You could tell they were like, oh, we're going to get something. We're going to get a catchphrase going here somewhere.
No, 100%. 100%. Shall I read the IMDb?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. A group of 12-year-olds form a Universal Monsters fan club called Monster Squad and have to attempt to save their hometown from Count Dracula and his monsters when they show up for real.
Yes. And if you're watching on YouTube, you will see Laura's wearing a bomb-ass Monster Squad t-shirt.
Yes.
I'm wearing one of my new t-shirts I got from Burbank, my Vampira shirt.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it.
I'm obsessed.
I'm so glad you got it.
Hell yeah.
The Monster Squad had a $14 million budget. It grossed $3.8 million in the box office.
Okay.
It was directed by Fred Decker, and it was written by Shane Black and Fred Decker.
All right.
Yes.
And at the time of this recording, anyway, it is currently streaming on Prime.
I think that's where I might have watched it. Yeah. Unfortunately.
I don't know why I just made that noise.
I don't know why either.
You know, we're going to leave it. So, should we jump into it, or is there anything else you want to add first?
I will just say a couple of little things.
Okay.
One, The Lost Boys came out 2 weeks before The Monster Squad.
Okay.
So that definitely had an impact, I would say, on why it didn't do well at the box office.
I could see that.
It also didn't have the best promotion and marketing. I guess they had put wanted signs all over Los Angeles, and the wanted signs had like Dracula, Frankenstein, Gilman, but it wasn't the actors. It was like, I don't know if they were drawings or they just like weren't the actors in the movie. And it was very ambiguous. So like it wasn't really clear what the advertising was for.
Okay. I could see what they were doing there or trying to do.
Right.
I did see the Dracula one and I was a little confused because I was like, oh yeah, that's not what he looks like.
Yeah. So I think not having great marketing and The Lost Boys coming out 2 weeks before probably impacted, because this movie, it was so of the time.
Yeah.
Like you said, Goonies.
Yeah.
It really has that like Stand By Me, Goonies.
A coming of age tale. Oh, I love a coming of age tale.
Me too. And every single character has depth. You get to know them. They talk like real kids. It's such a fantastic film. And it's such a shame that, I mean, now it's a cult classic and everybody loves it. But at the time, it just didn't do well. And I think that's such like a big fat bummer.
Yeah, for sure. And then at the same time, they had a really hot premiere party, I found.
Ooh.
I found pictures of it. We'll put it on the Instagram. I already made a note to make sure I do put it on the Instagram.
I love it.
But they had a crazy premiere in June of 1987. It was at Hard Rock Cafe in New York City. And the actor showed up dressed as the monsters. Okay.
Amazing. I wish
I
was there.
Kiefer Sutherland was there, who obviously was just in his own giant movie of the time, as you mentioned, in Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Meatloaf, Drew Barrymore, Michael Douglas. Like, it was a huge premiere.
Whoa.
So they were definitely partying about it.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. It looks fun, and I want to go to it. I want a time machine to go back.
I would love to have gone to that party. That would have been very cool. All right, shall we hop into it?
Let's do it.
All right. So we are.
Wait, sorry. There is
No.
one more thing I wanted to add.
Okay.
I didn't know until I was looking into this that the Monster Squad was also a television series
Yes.
from the 70s. I think that's probably important to note.
No correlation,
Right.
but same title.
Yeah, it was different in the sense that the Monster Squad TV series, the monsters were the Monster Squad and they were fighting crime.
Got you.
It was very much influenced by Batman, the Batman TV series from the 60s. And the show was actually created by Stanley Ralph Ross, who was one of the primary writers for the Batman TV series.
Oh, that's interesting.
I have a lot of fun facts on that, but we'll save them to the end and or the extended on Patreon.
There's also a movie called Monster Club with Vincent Price.
Oh,
That was an interesting one, but different name, obviously. But it's like an anthology.
okay.
But when you said that, it made me think of that Monster Club movie.
Yeah. All right. So now I am actually ready to talk about the movie.
Let's do it. Okay, so we're opening with a retelling of some monster lore. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and read what's on the screen, right? So, 100 years before our story begins, it was a time of darkness in Transylvania. A time when Dr. Abraham Van Helsing and a small band of freedom fighters conspired to rid the world of vampires and monsters and to save mankind from the forces of eternal evil. ... They blew it.
That made me laugh
Right
away.
Great?
So when we open the movie, we see a giant castle. Okay, this is Dracula's castle, we will find out. And it's a thunderstorm. There's a cemetery in the back of this castle. We see the basement, which is essentially a crypt, and it's like damp and dripping wet. And there's a lineup of coffins, and we see one open and a hand come out, along with a bunch of spiders. So if you have a spider phobia, yeah, that might bother you. Then we see this bat on the ceiling. Its wings kind of span out a little bit and it turns into a hand.
Can I also mention they're armadillos?
Yeah.
So that is a callback to the original Dracula from the 1930s.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because I noted that and forgot to look into it because at first I thought they were rats naturally.
Yeah, they're armadillos, which aren't native to wherever, like in Transylvania. I don't think they have armadillos. So it was kind of like a fudge from the original movie, but they just kept it in as a homage.
Okay. I like that. And so these hands are Dracula's. And so we're introduced to our Dracula of the movie. Okay, then we cut to essentially an angry mob.
Oh, can I also say that the bats in the scene look just like the exact same bats from the original. Like,
oh, okay.
Like they look like, I don't know how to describe it, like they're on strings.
Oh, yes.
Like they look kind of hokey.
Yeah.
And that's what they look like in the 1930s version too.
I'm sad to admit I've never seen the original Dracula.
Oh, you should.
I really do want to watch it. I have a whole, DVD set of all like the original horror movies, Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
And like Frankenstein I've seen, Bride of
Amazing.
Frankenstein I've seen.
Amazing.
A lot of them I have, but Dracula's not one of them.
Add it to the list.
I need to add it to the list.
It's great. Yeah.
But yes, I can totally see that, like the bouncing effects on the strings for sure.
Yeah.
So this angry mob has their own torches and they are running up to this castle where they're blowing the door off, literally with dynamite, some explosives. They find a woman there dressed in all white. She has blood all over her face and she's eating a possum.
I thought she was chowing down on one of the armadillos.
It definitely looks like a possum.
Oh,
to
maybe
me.
it is. Yeah.
Because I didn't know what it was at first and I was just going to say she's eating something, but I went back and it looks like a possum.
Okay.
It could be an armadillo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that versed in armadillos, but I think it was a possum. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Either way, she's clearly a vampire. One of the men shoot her with a crossbow. And on this pillar, we find the amulet.
Yes, the guy that shoots her is Van Helsing.
Yes.
We stan. Well, actually,
Isn't
I don't
his
know.
name Stan?
What?
No, that's someone else.
It's like, what?
I'm thinking of Stan Helsing. Which, never mind. We're keeping it in.
Oh my God.
His name's Abraham in this movie.
Yes, Van Helsing. I was going to say we stand. I did say that, but then I'm like, actually, you kill vampires, and I kind of like them, so.
I mean, in this movie, they are evil.
Oh, I cannot wait to talk about Dracula. Okay, keep going.
Then one of the guys, probably Van Helsing, yells, 3 minutes, the girl, now! Okay, so they bring up the most innocent-looking girl, like pigtails, frilly dress and all. We'll find out they're bringing a virgin to read from this book.
It's like, it almost looks like a scroll, sort of, and like...
Right.
In like a different language.
Right. It is a scroll at this point in time. It will become a book.
Yes. And they're in front of like a crystal, like a rock crystal sort of thing. The storm kind of bursts into the castle as this is happening, as she starts reciting, the scroll. Skeletons are coming up out of the ground.
Yeah.
The ground actually opens up. And Van Helsing is like yelling at this little girl to like hurry it along.
Yeah. And she's reading it in a different language.
Yeah. And I put in my notes, she's reading as fast as she can, dude. Like she really is trying. But a huge portal opens up and it starts sucking everything and everyone into it.
Yes.
People are holding on for dear life, but they are getting sucked into this portal to where? We're going to find out.
I was like, wait, do you want me to say the answer? Including the young girl.
Yeah.
So this actually confused me. The whole time I had to go back and change my notes. The entire time I wrote, and it didn't work.
Wait, what didn't work?
The portal. But that's what they're trying to do.
Yes.
We will find out.
Yes.
But the whole time I was like, oh, it didn't work. And they all got sucked into this thing. Because the young girl got sucked in, I thought something went bad, which I guess it kind of did.
It kind of did, because it transported Dracula and his minions to present day.
Yeah.
So it did something.
Right.
Yeah. So we're in present day now, and we're at school, and here we're introduced to Sean and Patrick. They're in the principal's office. They're getting lectured by this dude, and I guess they have a bunch of like discipline reports, artwork of like giant spiders with human heads.
Yeah.
Sean tells him about the monster club that they have. You know, he's very excited about it.
Oh, he can't stop yapping about it.
Oh, yeah. He loves the Monster Squad. Yeah. Patrick then talks about their teacher, Mrs. Carlson, that she's boring and has a cat head.
Yeah. I was like, what does that even mean? But we will see.
Oh, we'll find out for sure. The principal tells them that he was a kid once and he thought that monsters were cool. He then tells them that science is cool. He digs it, man.
Oh my gosh, he's trying to relate to them.
Oh, the kids are looking at him like, what the fuck, bro?
How old will you say they are? Like 10 to 13?
12.
Oh, they're 12. Okay.
They, at one point, I believe Horace says that they're 12.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's right in the range I thought they were.
And so the principal goes on to say, like, science is real and monsters are not. And Sean's like, we don't know that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, Sean, you're not wrong. We don't know that yet.
He's not wrong.
No.
Also, Patrick tells the principal that everyone calls Mrs. Carlson Meow Mix, but he's like, but I don't, because how rude.
But one thing I have to point out about the dialogue in this movie, it is so accurate to how kids talk.
It really is. It felt so natural.
So natural. And you can tell all the kids had really good rapport with each other.
I was just going to say.
Good chemistry. They all just seem like real people.
Yeah.
You know?
At the same time, we should also mention here, it is the 80s. There's a lot of typical unfortunate dialogue in this movie that we will just brush over.
Okay, yes, that's a good point. Yes, they definitely use some very terrible words.
Yeah.
There's definitely some things in this movie that are deeply questionable.
And we won't repeat them.
Right. But overall, I would say the kids' interactions with each other, the writing is just so great. So the kids are walking down the hall and they're talking shit about the principal. And then Sean actually bumps into Mrs. Carlson, the cathead teacher. And now we see why they call her cathead. Her hair is almost like twisted. It's like gray. It's like twisted up almost in like some type of updo that legit looks like cat ears.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like a pinup style, but that's what it reminded me of.
No, yeah, exactly. And then we cut to outside and we're introduced to Horace.
Yes.
Love sweet Horace. And he's being bullied by EJ and Derek.
They're little shits.
They're so mean to him.
And everyone calls him Fat Kid. Everyone calls Horace Fat Kid, including his friend group, which was a little confusing because when EJ and what's the other guy's name? Derek? When they call him Fat Kid, he doesn't like it. But it might be one of those things where it's like, look, my friends can say this, but you can't.
Yeah, that's the vibe that I got from it. Because, yeah, like, it doesn't seem to bother him, or maybe it does, when his friends, who are his friends and are almost saying it in like an affectionate way. Yeah. You know, I don't know. I personally wouldn't want to be called that, but.
Yeah, for the majority of this, we're going to call him Horace. But there are parts where it's important to the story that they call him Fat Kid.
Exactly.
Also, EJ is played by Jason Hervey, who you might know from The Wonder Years, Back to the Future, and he was also in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I know, dude. When he came on screen, I went, oh my God.
You know his face.
Yes.
And he played a little shit in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, too.
I mean, he's good at it, for sure. EJ calls Horace a terrible, terrible word. And then he rips up his comic after Horace tells him that he has a stupidity problem.
Oh my gosh, I wrote down, yes, Horace, stand up for yourself.
Yeah, because he's kind of like mumbling it out. And then EJ's like, what did you say? What did you say?
He goes, I have a glandular problem. At least I don't have a stupidity problem.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And he also calls him an asshole. He calls EJ an asshole. And then EJ just starts beating him up.
And right before this, he throws his Snickers on the ground too and steps on it.
It's so freaking mean.
Like for what?
A dude shows up on a bike.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Shows up on a bike, lights a cigarette, and we're introduced to Rudy, the school bad boy.
Oh my gosh, he has the leather jacket, the sunglasses, the fingerless gloves.
Like, when I was a kid, I thought Rudy was so cool.
Of course.
So cool. Important to note, he's older than them.
Yeah, maybe like 16.
He's definitely in middle school or like high school.
I think they say junior high.
Okay, so he's probably like 14.
Oh yeah, probably younger
13,
than 16.
14, something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so EJ has to eat the Snickers off the ground now because Rudy makes him.
Oh yeah, Rudy's like, that's my freaking friend. You look like you're hungry. Pick up that Snickers bar and eat it.
I know not everyone will agree with this, but I am for bullying a bully.
Oh, 100%. Listen, you get what's coming to you, man.
Yeah.
Like
bad
straight
things,
up.
Bad things to bad people. I said what I said.
Sometimes if you don't stand up to your bully, they won't stop. Once you do, they usually back the fuck off.
Yeah.
At least that's how it was for me. So Sean and Patrick are now walking home, and I love that Sean's t-shirt says Stephen King rules.
Yeah.
I actually want it, and I think you can get it on Etsy. I think people make them.
Oh, I'm sure.
But they're walking home, and then it's so cute. They're debating whether or not Wolfman can drive a car.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny. Like, it's such a, first of all, it sounds like a conversation that you and I would have.
Yeah.
But it's just, I just love the friendship.
Yeah, they're constantly bantering and bickering back and forth about things like this, about like, well, what about this? They're arguing like monster logistics, right?
Yes.
And at one point, Sean says Wolfman had to wear pants. He's like, it was the 40s and you wouldn't see his wolf dork. And I was like, wait, I've never actually heard the word dork used to reference a penis.
Yeah.
And I remember, did you hear as a kid that dork actually meant whale penis? Did you ever hear that?
No.
Okay, that was like the rumor in the Midwest, was that dork actually meant whale penis. And I looked it up. It is a reference to a penis, but not specific to whale penis. So I don't know where that came from.
Interesting. Never heard of it. Okay.
Either way, it does actually mean penis.
So a little girl runs up to them, and this is Phoebe, Sean's little sister.
Yeah, she's 5 years old.
She's so stinking cute.
She's so cute.
Like, and they have a very, very typical big brother, little sister relationship, right?
Yes.
So they walk up to a house, and she points out, like, okay, we're going to soon find out that this is Scary German Guy's house.
Yeah, that's what he's credited as, right? He doesn't have a name.
He doesn't have a name. He is Scary German Man.
Yes.
And he's kind of like looking out the window at them. At least Phoebe notices.
Yeah.
That he's looking out the window at them.
And they stop, and it's a very creepy house. I feel like most neighborhoods, especially if you grew up in the 80s or 90s, there was some house on the block that everyone had a rumor was haunted.
Always.
Mine was my next door neighbor.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We would hear him playing the organ at night, and we're like, he's in there. For some reason, we had this.
I mean, playing an organ at night is a little bit creepy.
But I'm wondering, did we just add that, or did it really happen? Because we were kids, and we're trying to scare each other.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But also, we would see him digging in his backyard. So, of course, that led to, oh, he's burying bodies in his backyard.
Yeah.
And to this day, I don't know. We still don't know.
We definitely had something like that on the block, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I'm sure it'll come to me.
I love that kind of lore.
No,
but
I
also,
do too.
this poor guy's probably just like, I'm just digging up my garden.
And you're like, you're just burying bodies.
Yeah.
So Horace runs up on them and asks them if they can invite Rudy into the Monster Club. Because at this point, it's not the squad yet.
Right.
It's the club, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is where we find out that Rudy's in junior high.
Oh my gosh, Phoebe says, I think this is what she said. I had to rewind it twice, but I think she says, I heard he killed his dad. And I wrote, what?
I thought she was talking about Scary German Guy, but I guess maybe she's talking about Rudy.
Because I think it's right after he asked about Rudy.
Oh, that's interesting. There are a couple things that I will point out as we go along that I find so endearing about Rudy and his relationship with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
But no, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, Horace then says, get out of here, Phoebe the Phoebe. And I wrote that down for a couple reasons. First of all, what does that even mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, this is a good example of hurt people hurting hurt people.
Oh, it is.
Oh, wait. Did I say that right?
Yes,
Hurt
no.
people, hurting
Hurt
people.
people.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Hurt people, hurt people.
There we go.
Okay, we got
because
it.
he got bullied and now he's being mean to the one person he feels like he can get over on. And I'm like, don't be mean, Horace. I was on your side.
But Horace is so sweet.
But also, I think I don't know if "feeb" was like a slang term to say in the 80s, but I think he meant feeble or like feeble-minded.
Oh.
So weak or
yeah.
I don't know. But I'm like, oh, come on, Horace.
I feel like the group kind of all has the same sort of dynamic with Phoebe as like she's the younger, annoying little sister.
And I totally know what that feels like because I am the eldest daughter. Okay. I'm the eldest sibling, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I know how it was to have a little siblings just in general, but also my sister specifically, who wanted to wear all my clothes and be all up in the business.
Oh my God.
And I was so annoyed by her.
I was the youngest.
She loves to remind me of how I was so mean to her when she just wanted to be like me.
Oh, that's
I know.
so funny because I look up to my sister. Like I wanted to be my sister so bad.
Yeah.
I still think she's cool as shit, man.
I don't think my sister thinks I'm cool anymore, but no,
Well,
just kidding.
I think you're fucking cool. So basically they're like, well, we might let him in, but first, we got to test him.
The monster test.
Got to take that monster test, right? And oh yes, and then scary German guy peeks out at Phoebe.
Yeah, then we do see he is looking.
For sure. So we're going to cut to two guys who are apparently flying a World War II bomber.
Yeah.
And there's dead bodies in the back. So they're transporting some coffins of apparently dead bodies, right?
Yeah.
They hear something in the back and they wonder about it because they're like, the one guy's like, aren't they all dead?
He's like, they are.
And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'll go check it out, right? So he goes into the back. The lighting is really cool here. It's like red and spooky.
Mhm.
I really liked that. There's a few times in the movie where the lighting's really cool. A bat flies by him and startles him, obviously.
Mhm.
And then we see Dracula.
Yes, Dracula appears behind him and he just kind of like backhands him.
He does, yeah.
And the sound effects like, psh.
It's very much,
I know what you're going to say. The grocery store movie.
yes.
Oh my gosh, Intruder.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, it was not coming to me. That was like, I like went into panic mode. I was like, why can't I remember the movie? Oh my
But
God.
I immediately knew what you were going to say.
So the guy like goes flying, right? He tries to do something, but Dracula opens the bottom of the plane, morphs into a bat, and flies away. And my question to you is, wouldn't he get like, are they not high enough in the air for the other guy to like get sucked through? Or is that not the same thing in like a fighter jet?
I don't know that really happens.
Oh,
Because I think that's a myth. I could be wrong. But I remember hearing recently somebody opened the emergency door on a commercial airline. Isn't that terrifying?
yes.
But the thing that actually made me feel a little better is that no one got sucked out. And I thought that would happen.
yeah,
but I
that's
guess-
not real.
No one got sucked out. So
Okay.
I don't know.
That's crazy. All right.
But the pilot opens the door because he thinks that Dracula's going to fall through. And then the coffin drops and Dracula's just floating there like, ha ha.
I love Dracula, by the way, in this movie.
He is.
I fucking love him. Okay. So the crates fall out and they end up in like a swamp looking place.
Mm-hmm.
And Bat Dracula, I'm not gonna lie, looks very proud of himself.
Oh, yeah.
Like he is satisfied with what he's done.
He's like, got him.
Totally.
And now we see the kids in their clubhouse, which who did not want a tree house as a kid
Dude.
or an adult?
Dude. I would build one right fucking now and have I've always wanted a fucking treehouse, dude, since I was a kid. Always.
If I had a tree in my backyard, I would figure out how to make one.
Oh, we would build that shit together.
Hell yeah.
We would Google it. We'd go to Home Depot and we would just start fucking nailing shit together, man.
I think the adult version is like, do you remember when she sheds were popular?
I was going to say she shed, but it could be like a monster shed.
Let's do it.
Okay, so, oh my God, it's just so amazing. Rudy has binoculars and he's looking at Patrick's sister through her open window.
Yes. Not okay, Rudy.
Rudy.
There are a couple things in this movie Rudy does where I was like, Rudy, you are not the baby face here.
Mm-mm.
You are really making a heel turn.
So they're asking Rudy some questions. The first one is how to kill a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Is Frankenstein the name of the monster or of the dude?
I love that they asked that because they will eventually call Frankenstein's monster in this movie Frankenstein,
Yes.
which is a lot easier to say.
And most people do refer to Frankenstein as Frankenstein.
They do. And like we know, we all know.
Although
that,
I'm not going to lie to you, like once in a while, I'll post something on Instagram and I'll refer to him as Frankenstein. And then people in the comments are like, well, actually, it's like, I know that.
I wrote the actually in my notes because I wrote that's a nice touch, especially because we're going to be referring to him as Frankenstein. So they're establishing we already know that this is Frankenstein's monster, but we're going to call him Frankenstein. So no one can be like, actually.
They're not really the Monster Squad because they don't even have it right.
Even though if you think about it, the Monster Squad themselves are kind of like the definition of actually.
That's actually very true. Actually, that's true.
They're quizzing Rudy on all of this.
Rudy gets the answers right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Phoebe also wants to be part of the club.
I know. She just wants to be around, you know?
She does. And she will eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So then they say how to kill a werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There are 2 ways to kill a werewolf. And Rudy right away says silver bullet. And they're like, okay, but what's the other one? And he's like looking at them like, and he starts like shooting out different things.
Yeah.
There is no other way to kill a werewolf. They were just kind of pulling one over on him because they just wanted to fuck with him a bit.
And he's like, fine, tell me then. And no one has an answer.
Right, exactly. There's
So Sean goes inside and his mom got him a book at a garage sale from Abraham Van Helsing. And he is pumped.
Yes.
Until he realizes it's in German.
She also asks, she's like, she asks if he was the one that fought Godzilla. And Sean is like, Dracula, Mom. And then she goes, well, then who was the very tall one? And he's like, it's Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought the conversation, like, that's something my mom would totally say.
It's such a mom thing to do, but also who doesn't know Godzilla?
I mean, honestly, like, in the 80s, maybe, like, she didn't really
maybe
watch it. I don't know. Like, it's not as accessible. But, like, that is totally, like, when I talk to my mom about horror movies, like, she has no idea what I'm talking about. And she will ask me questions like that.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's cute. I'm like, okay, Mom, you're close.
Yeah.
You're not at all, but I still love you.
So here we cut to Dracula driving a car, which I just found so funny. But I guess he needs a vehicle to like transport his friends, maybe.
Well, yeah, he needs the vehicle. And also, okay, since we're diving into Dracula here, I want to make a couple of comments about Dracula.
Yeah.
So I watched a fantastic documentary called Wolfman, Nards. You can watch it on Tubi for free. And it's a documentary all about the Monster Squad. The actor that plays Dracula, Duncan Reger, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name, is interviewed in the documentary. And he talks about how he really wanted to create a more sociopathic version of Dracula. That was very specific. It was a very specific choice he wanted to make. He didn't want Dracula to be cartoony. He didn't want him to be too over the top. He wanted to come at it from a psychological place.
Okay.
And he worked with a director to sort of get that character where he wanted it while also obviously collaborating with the director. And I think the way that he plays Dracula, I think he's one of the best Draculas.
I could totally see that. Now that you mention that angle, I'm like, oh, okay, I can totally see that.
Like the way that he looks at people, all of his motivation, how he talks, how he walks.
Mm-hmm.
He says so much with his eyes, which reminds me so much of Bela Lugosi. But oh man, when I saw that interview, I went, oh my God, yes. Yeah. He does seem like a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care if the kids die. And obviously like a regular vampire wouldn't, but it's that he articulates it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I just think he's brilliant. And I think he's fantastic as Dracula.
Hell yeah.
Okay, sorry. I had to.
No, that's important. And I'm glad you mentioned it. And I'm so glad you got a chance to watch that documentary because I really wanted to watch it. And I want to watch it after this.
It's great. It's really, really good. Very like in depth.
Yeah. I also want to mention that his car has a skull hood ornament.
Very important for the story.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. it's like a hearse. It looks like it is.
It does.
It's a hearse.
Yeah.
It definitely is a hearse because they bring it up later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dracula is overlooking the city and he says, let it begin. And we see a flash of a skull as his face.
It's
super
so cool.
Creepy. So this was filmed in LA and Burbank.
Mm-hmm.
And so though the movie does not specify a specific town itself, I was wondering which part this was. where he's overlooking the city. Because I've been to a couple spots in LA where you can overlook the city like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like cliffs and hills and shit in LA. So yeah, that makes sense. They did shoot in LA, and then they do a lot on the back lot. A lot on the back lot. And they do such a great job. I personally love when movies are filmed on the back lot because I just love, I don't know what it is, but there's something like nostalgic about the aesthetic.
Yeah.
That I just really dig. And they film a lot on the back lot, and it looks freaking great.
So we meet Dell here, which is Sean's dad, who is a cop. Sean wants to go see Groundhog Day Part 12, a fictional horror movie. And Dell tells him, sorry, you got to babysit your sister Phoebe because your mom and I have a date, which we'll find out their date is actually to a marriage counselor, which I found that interesting that he was telling Sean about it. But
yes.
You know.
And also, I don't know if you felt this way, but I felt like the Groundhog Day like gag was like almost like Friday the 13th.
That's exactly what I wrote.
Yeah.
Because they start talking about, okay, so Sean's really pissed. He's like, I can't wait a day. I'm going to get spoilers, which this was before social media and he was worried about spoilers. Imagine.
Because his friends, all his friends in the Monster Squad are going to go watch it and then blab.
And he's like, they're going to spoil the plot. And Dell's like, the plot? It's a guy with an axe. Didn't they kill him in the last one? And then Sean's like, yeah. And then they killed him in this one. But he came back from the grave. And Dell's like, he always comes back from the grave no matter what. And I'm like, this has to be Jason.
Yeah, for sure. It makes sense. Came out in 87. So that makes sense. So we get a phone call here from Detective Sapper. I'm going to say that's how you pronounce his name. And you can see in the background, there is a man pleading with the cops that he is a werewolf.
Yeah.
And his dad, Dell, Detective Crenshaw, whatever, he was like, he realizes he has to go to work, essentially. And he has to tell his wife that.
Yeah, so he asked his wife to reschedule. And he's like, sorry, you knew this was going to be a thing when you bought the package, which I understand to a degree. But I'm also like, damn, that has to be tough. Because that job has to consume your whole life. But you also made a commitment to your wife. But also this guy saying he's a werewolf and your partner needs help.
Yeah, I could see like why she's so upset. You know what I mean? Like I feel for her. It seems like they have a very strained relationship.
Yeah, and he says it's important. And she says, I'm important. And then he's like, all right, I'll see you tonight. So to me, I'm like, oh, I see why she's pissed because there's a lack of empathy there.
Yeah.
And I can also imagine he kind of has to have that.
As a detective.
To do the work that he does.
For sure.
That's tough.
So the Wolfman is freaking out. He keeps stressing that he's a werewolf. They hold him down. And then we see the moon in the window. He fights back. Love the punching sounds.
Yes, again.
He tosses one of the cops through a window.
Oh my gosh. That bump was crazy.
Insane.
I want to start throwing people like that.
I wish I could.
I think you could. As long as they jump for you. Like this guy did. Through a window.
And then he takes another cop's guns and he's screaming he wants to be locked up. Another cop pulls out his gun and shoots him a bunch.
Yeah.
So as far as we know, Werewolf Boy is deadzo.
And I was also confused here because I was like, my guy, they had you pinned down. We're putting handcuffs on you. Why did you break free to grab a gun? Like I thought they were already locking him up. But it's like they had him pinned and then he saw the moon and then he went crazy.
I wonder if he started to panic because he knew he was going to change.
Oh, maybe.
And he wants to get into a cell as fast as possible.
That's possible because they could have just handcuffed him and sat him there.
No, 100%. And he knows. He's like, I'm about to morph into my furry version.
Morph.
So then we're going to cut to Detective Sapper. He is at a museum. And apparently a 2,000-year-old mummy is missing. He finds the whole thing to be pretty stupid.
Yeah, he's not really taking it seriously.
Not at all, no. Sean's dad does show up and he says something like, 2,000-year-old dead guys don't get up and walk around by themselves.
And then we cut directly to the mummy walking around town.
I loved that. I thought
Me
that
too.
was so fun, so clever.
And then we see a medic who's transporting the Wolfman, or the Wolfman's dead body, really, in a truck under a sheet. And then the body starts to transform.
And he doesn't hear because he got headphones in.
He has headphones on, which is scary. People do that still. They drive around with their headphones in if their radio doesn't work or they just want to listen to their playlist that way.
Couldn't be me, man.
I think that's dangerous. You should not do that. So the body starts to transform. We don't see the transformation. It's under the sheet. But we see like a flash of his face and he attacks the driver.
And it's like a jump scare into Sean on the roof watching the drive-in with binoculars. Can I tell you, I was obsessed with this whole idea of living next to a drive-in, and I wanted it so badly. Like, I would pray that we would move and we'd be next to a drive-in so I could be like Sean and sit on the roof and like watch movies
And
like
just
that.
watch movies for free.
Dude, it was like a dream of mine. And to have the clubhouse, man. Shit. I love it. It's so cool.
He really had like the ideal setup for an 80s kid for real.
Oh, he's so, even now, are you kidding me? Dude, we have a drive-in here, the transit drive-in. We should so go.
I'm down.
It's great. It's very old school. I love it. Thursday Night Terrors runs, and they're actually doing The Craft and The Faculty, I want to say next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're it's awesome.
Hell yeah.
So, I love this because Dad shows up, and he shows up with burgers, and he sits down next to Sean, and I thought it was like such a sweet little moment between them.
For sure.
Yeah.
So now we cut to Detective Saper. Is that how you pronounce it?
That's how I've been saying it.
I also wrote Rich because Dell calls him Rich at some point. But either way, he's on his radio telling someone, the body is missing. This is the second one tonight. Like, you got to be kidding me. He just thinks this is all one big prank.
Yeah.
Now we're in the woods and we see the werewolf.
I love his aesthetic.
Okay, I didn't know how I felt about his face at first, but I do like it now that I thought about it because he looks closer to the original Wolfman than just an actual wolf. For example, he doesn't have a long snout. He has like a flat face. And I didn't know how I felt about it at first, but I think it makes him look scarier. It makes him look more uncanny.
I think he's very scary. And I just love his whole look. His like torn up shirt with the blood stains. He just looks great.
Yeah, he grew on me throughout the movie for sure.
Yeah. So he bumps into Dracula here. And then the mummy also shows up looking fucked up. Okay.
Yeah.
They seem to be pretty cool with the Dracula.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're coming together going like, yeah, you look like a monster too.
Yeah, I thought all the gang was getting back together. I thought these were all friends.
Yeah, like they knew each other somehow.
Right. And it looks like Dracula is raising this coffin out of the water by himself. And I was like, oh, he has these powers too. And then we see it's Gilman gorilla pressing this coffin out of the swamp.
As soon as he gorilla pressed it, I thought of one of the episodes we did where we were discussing how there's always a gorilla press in a horror movie.
That is like the preferred wrestling move in a horror movie is a gorilla press. Just right overhead. Yeet.
No, for sure. So obviously Gilman is supposed to be Creature from the Black Lagoon. However, they could not get the rights for the creature. So they called him Gilman instead.
I was shocked they got the rights for any of this.
Yeah, no, I know, for real. And also the poor dude that is in the Gilman costume, that costume, you could not eat or go to the bathroom, and he would wear it for hours upon hours. He was like essentially stuck inside this rubber suit for hours.
I could see that. Based on how the face looked, I could see that. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a great creature.
Yeah, he looks great.
He looks bomb, man. Like I think they do such a great job with all of the Universal monsters, but specifically, I thought that Gilman was like, yo, that was a great costume.
Yeah.
So love that. So we find out here that that huge crate has our dear friend Frankenstein inside.
It's also labeled Frankenstein, the crate, which I thought was funny because the pilots earlier didn't know what was in the boxes. They're like, I don't know, it's some dead bodies back there.
Meanwhile, it is the Frankenstein monster. I want to also point out here, I love the shot of all the monsters standing around the crate.
Yes.
It really felt like, okay, we've got like, you know, the A-team together.
Yeah.
Right?
They have so many great shots in this movie.
Oh my God. Many. What about Frankenstein walking with the kids?
I wrote that one down too.
Oh, I'm going to cry. Okay. So very cool shot. Dracula notes that it's been a minute since he's seen Frankie. Okay. He sticks electric wires to his bolts.
Yeah. It's like he has a wolf or something at the end of his cane. He takes the ears off, which I thought was very interesting. Like he's been waiting for this moment.
Oh, he has.
His cane has something specific for Frankenstein. They're like jumper cables.
Yeah, right. He's like, I got you, friend. Don't you worry. He tells him it's time to wake up, old friend. It's our time. Lightning hits the rod, connecting to the wires, and it wakes up Sleeping Beauty, aka our boy, Sleepy Frankie. He mouths to Dracula and his friends, our time.
Oh,
it's so, oh God. He reaches out of the box to Dracula, and the other three they're kind of like dancing. Like they're kind of like They're like, party, we did it. They're all like
We're
celebrating.
about to fuck shit up.
Yeah, definitely.
If you felt sympathetic toward Frankenstein or the monster in the original Frankenstein,
dude,
just wait till this one.
Dude, the original Frankenstein, I feel like beating the shit out of that little fucker that just ruins all of Frankenstein's time, man.
Yeah.
He's so mean. Okay, anyway.
So now we see Phoebe's mom bringing her a lit candle to her bedroom, which I have feelings about.
Well, it's because the power's out.
Yes. But, okay, also, yes, it's storming and Phoebe is scared and the power is out, okay?
Yeah.
So her mom tells her that her mom used to do this for her and it means I love you. And as long as this is lit, nothing bad can happen.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's so sweet. But
Dangerous?
Girl, a house fire can happen.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
And that's
true.
something really, really bad.
No, that's very true, yeah.
I do like the concept. I've heard of people doing like fake monster spray and it's just like water. And they'll spray under the bed and they'll spray in the closet. And then they're like, see, the monsters can't come now.
Oh,
which is cute.
It's so cute.
And much less dangerous.
Dude, when I was little, I like fully thought the monsters were like going to be my friend.
I never thought that.
I did. I really, I don't know why. Maybe because I watched so many horror movies. I still to this day, one of my toxic traits is like fully believing that if I was in a scenario with monsters, like they would be like, no, this girl's cool.
I mentioned in our dolls episode, I fully thought the dolls were going to come to life. All my stuffed animals were going to come to life and kill me unless I was nice to them.
I mean, that's fair though. I feel like I can understand that totally.
Also, my brother, I can't believe I didn't tell you this before. My brother claims that I told him when we were kids that when the furnace shuts off at night, the puppet master puppets come out of the furnace to get us. I do not claim this, okay? I do not recall this, but he swears up and down that I did tell him that.
Oh my gosh.
So that is totally like an older sibling thing to do because Phoebe here says that Sean told her that the monsters come when the lightning strikes. And I was like, yeah, older siblings do that, I guess, for no reason.
They definitely do. That is so funny. Oh my God.
Sorry about that.
Whoops. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. And then also like Phoebe wants the mom to like yell at Sean or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say the mom thinks that Phoebe's talking about the dad, but then pieces together like, oh no. I'm just consumed with my own shit.
Yeah.
And the kid is talking about her older brother.
Yeah.
Not my asshole husband.
She's like, I love your father. And she's like, Phoebe's like, what?
Yeah.
I meant Sean. She's like, oh, of course you did.
Whoops. I get it though. Like when you're like she's obviously still heated about everything. So I would think the same thing. I'd be like, oh, my kid's picking up on it. And then it's like, no, you need to step out of yourself here.
Yeah, that's forefront in the mom's mind. I think her name is Emily. That's forefront in her mind.
Right.
But Phoebe is oblivious. However, Sean does overhear his parents arguing later that night. Yeah,
so Sean does. He overhears mom and dad having a really bad argument.
Yeah.
He works too much. He feels neglected, blah, blah, blah. Sean.
That is essentially what it is.
Yes. Sean notices a note on the wall for him that Mr. Allcard called him. Okay. And so he sits down and he's like, I don't know anybody by that name. So I'm going to start kind of messing around with the letters.
Yeah, the mom had written like school ? On the note because she doesn't know who this person is, and he's interested in the Van Halen diary is what she wrote.
Yes, right, exactly. And so he starts messing with the letters, and then he realizes that it actually spells out Dracula.
It's Dracula backwards, which I just wrote LOL.
Okay, but can I also say, like, Dracula being the sociopath that he is, like, of course he called a little kid's house.
Yeah.
And started talking about Van Helsing's diary.
And also Dracula backwards feels so like in movies where they would look around and be like, Mr. Carpet Shoe. Yeah, Mr. Carpet Shoe.
Yeah,
like, what?
Exactly. Also worth noting that dad is yelling to his wife about the werewolf situation.
Everything that's happening. So the mummy, the werewolf, all the craziness he's experienced tonight, and Sean is overhearing it.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Meanwhile, go ahead.
No, you go.
Poor little Eugene.
Oh, Eugene. Oh my God. Eugene is so cute with his little dog.
He is so cute. He goes to his dad and says, there's a monster in my closet.
Mm-hmm.
He looks younger than the other kids, maybe like 8 to 10 here.
Yeah, he's definitely younger for sure. Yeah.
And so the dad goes in and he's like, oh my gosh, look at all these monsters. And at first it sounds cute, you know? He pretends to kick all the monsters out.
I thought it was sweet.
It was cute, but at the end he was just kind of like, all right, enough.
I feel like Dad is just tired of being a dad today.
He is.
Dad goes, I just want to go to sleep.
For real, because he kicks them all out and then he's like, do you see any other monsters? And Eugene's like nodding his head yes and points to the closet. And so then the dad opens it and does the same shtick, but he doesn't look inside the closet.
It's such a great gag.
It is such a great gag because Mummy is standing in the closet just chilling.
Yeah.
And
it's very Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah.
And Eugene is covering his eyes because the mummy is standing there. And the dad just shuts the door and he's like, all right, look, you're not sleeping with us tonight. So I need you to get over this or you're not going to look at these monster comics anymore. Which then I was like, damn, you were being so nice.
I mean,
I get it. Like he's probably just had it up to here, you know?
I think that's it. It's like, I mean, I'm sure every kid does that. Like where they scare themselves and then they're like, I can't sleep by myself. And it's just like, well, why did you watch that then?
True.
This is why I can't have kids.
No, it's very true. I'm sure that's so annoying. But also the fact, I think the reason I felt so bad is because there is a monster in his closet for real.
No, of course. So the mummy sneaks out the window.
Oh, I know. I love that the dad leaves and he just goes, bye.
I also don't know why the mummy was in their house.
Yeah, it's just for this gag, really.
I guess, yeah. Okay. So we cut to the treehouse, and Rudy's asking what the Monster Squad is.
You know what? They were probably looking for Sean.
Oh.
That's probably what it was. They got the wrong kid.
Oh, dude, I love that. Okay. So Rudy's asking what the Monster Squad is. We find out here they've renamed the group. It is no longer the Monster Club or whatever that it was before. Now it's the Monster Squad.
And I love how I think it's Horace. One of them is like, what's a squad? Which is so funny because that became such a popular word more recently or, after the 80s.
Oh my gosh, yes. Wasn't our TNA group, we called ourselves the Squad?
The Lady Squad.
The Lady Squad.
Yeah. That was like an unofficial name.
Oh, memories. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sean starts to break down the argument his parents had, and he basically like eavesdropped and gathered a ton of information about the werewolf, about the mummy. Like he's basically learning.
Oh yeah, and then Eugene's like, the mummy came to my house, just nonchalant, and no one really acknowledges him.
No, nobody acknowledges him or Phoebe.
Yeah,
ever. And so Sean points out that the werewolf was shot, but they didn't use silver bullets.
Yes.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the silver bullet part. That's true.
Yeah. So he also tells them that Dracula might be in town as well.
That's just so funny. He might be in town.
He might be in town. Horace farts and Patrick
gosh.
totally oversells it. Like, what a dick.
Yeah, he's like, that kid farted.
Like,
and they all start bantering again.
Like, dude, kayfabe, man.
It is like we said earlier, the banter just feels very natural for 12-year-olds.
No, it really, really does. Sean then shows them the Van Helsing diary, but he points out that it's written in German.
Oh, and he is taking this very seriously. He is not amused that they're all like laughing and giggling. He's like, they're coming to kill all of us, essentially.
Yeah, like he's the leader.
Yeah.
Like he has very strong leader vibes. And then we find out that Patrick's sister speaks German.
Yes. He's like, she took it in school. And then Horace says, do you want to say it?
You go for it.
Horace says, your sister doesn't speak German. All she does is hang around and let guys touch her tits.
Oh my God.
Which a part of me wants to go, Horace, don't be a little shit, but also that is funny.
Horace, you little dickhead. Oh my God. So then Sean asks them if they're the Monster Squad or what.
Hell yeah.
And they all put their hands in, including the dog.
Yeah, the little beagle.
How did the dog get up there? I don't know.
That's what Rudy says. He's like, how's the dog get up here anyway? I wrote down the dog's name. I think it's Pete.
Pete.
Yeah.
I love the scene. I'm a sucker for like the group forming.
Oh,
with the monsters and the kids, right?
I am here for it. Anytime a movie has this element and the coming of age tale of it all, I'm obsessed.
No, dude, I wanted it so badly when I was a kid, man.
Like, I wish Now and Then was a horror movie so we could talk about it on this podcast. I love that movie.
I have seen it 1,000,001 times. Oh my God, I love that freaking movie. Okay, so anyways, we're back at the old manor and it's surrounded by like trees and swamps. And Dracula goes over to a statue and he pulls it like a lever.
Mm-hmm.
And man, he really does look like a fucking sociopath, like for real.
Yeah.
He goes down into like a crusty, dusty, like crypt basement type deal. And he has Frankenstein locked up.
Yeah, this is where I went, oh, okay, maybe they're not friends.
And he straight up is like, do you like your new home?
My friend, like, this is not your friend.
Just manipulating him for real. And poor Frankenstein is like, home?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me so It makes me so sad. But Dracula tells him that Van Helsing's diary is missing and it's his job to go get it back. And Frankenstein refers to Dracula as his master,
Yeah.
which is infuriating.
He tells, oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
He tells Frankenstein that if these kids don't cooperate, then he can kill them.
Oh, yeah. Like he straight up is like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Kill them.
Get what we need.
Yes, 100%. So the kids are like, man, we need someone to translate this book for us.
Mhm.
You know what? Maybe we'll ask Scary German Guy.
Yeah.
So they're all standing outside of Scary German Guy's house, his house is like surrounded by a fence.
Mhm.
It does look very like overgrown.
Like,
and,
honestly, this is what my house looks like when I'm on the road for a while. I'm not going to lie. Minus the fence, I guess.
dude, if I didn't have like lawn care, it would be a mess. It would be a mess for real. So they're all trying to decide who's going to go up and like, knock on the door when the scary German guy comes up from behind them speaking German.
Yes, one of them says, how do you say don't murder us in German? And he comes up, I assume, speaking that sentence or translating that sentence.
Okay, the best is all three of them like turn their heads at the exact same time to look at it. I love it.
It's perfect. And he does look scary, to be honest.
Oh.
Especially at first, the way he's looking at them, like wide-eyed and smiling. It looks really creepy.
Dude, can I also say these are fantastic kid actors.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're really, really good actors.
They really are.
Then we cut to, I love this scene so much. It doesn't last long, but it's so fantastic. Phoebe is sitting by the river,
Mm-hmm.
and here comes our big dude, Frankenstein.
And she's plucking petals off of a flower, which was an ode to the original Frankenstein.
Absolutely. In the original Frankenstein's monster kills her.
I was going to say it doesn't end well in that one, but
No, but in this one, and to be fair, in the original, he didn't know that he was going to kill her.
right.
He thought she was going to float.
He tosses her in the water,
Yeah.
not understanding.
He thought she was going to float like the petals. But anyways, he looks down on her and she just looks up at him.
Yeah.
And then we cut.
And we don't know what's going to happen because Dracula just told him to kill these kids.
Exactly. So we cut back to Scary German Guy's house, and he's holding a big ass knife. And at first it's all very like mysterious. Like, what is this guy going to do? But it turns out it's just their last chance for pie.
For pie, which I was like, I want some pie.
I
I'm not even
love pie.
I'm not even a pie person.
I know, dude. Can I tell you something? I remembered that I had like, what's the word I'm looking for? Free will. And I went to this place in Buffalo and got myself a vegan peach pie. It was like, I don't know. It wasn't like a big pie. It was like maybe like a personal size. It wasn't a slice. It was a personal size pie.
Oh, I know that slapped.
Dude, oh my God. I put on Schitt's Creek the other night, sat on the couch, gardened a little bit, and just killed that peach pie.
Not my dumbass about to be like, you have a garden? Okay, never mind. I get what you're saying.
It was so fantastic.
That sounds amazing.
Had a crumbly crust, dude.
Oh, if I didn't have a show tomorrow real time, I would be like, let's get a pie tonight.
I freaking love peach pie, and it only comes out once a year, really, in this neighborhood. And so when it comes out, bitch, I'm getting one.
I want the crust. I'm a crust gal.
You would have loved it. The crust was so thick and like crumbly and perfect.
All right, we got to stop talking about
Okay.
pie because I'm hungry.
Sorry. Anyways, Horace enjoys a piece of the pie.
Mm-hmm.
German guy starts to read the journal, and he discusses how weird like the amulet situation is. Apparently, the forces of good and evil are in constant flux. Only once every 100 years are these forces balanced.
Yes.
The amulet is concentrated. It's good. It's a talisman that wards off evil and is indestructible.
Yes.
Horace is so cute. I don't know why I put that in my notes, but it's probably something he's doing in the scene. So once every 100 years, at the stroke of midnight, the amulet becomes vulnerable. And at that moment, it can be shattered. The balance between good and evil will shift, and evil will rule.
Mm-hmm.
However, Van Helsing claims that there is a way to stop the forces of darkness. If one could gain possession of the amulet before those forces, then every 100 years at midnight, there is another option. A ceremony, which when followed to the letter will open a hole into Limbo itself, where dwell the damned. a vortex, which like a great whirlwind can swallow the forces of evil forever. And that was the last entry in the diary. And Van Helsing was battling the forces of evil himself. And tomorrow is the date. It's going to be exactly 100 fucking years.
How crazy.
I felt like it was important that I broke down exactly what the text says because it has such a huge impact on the movie.
Absolutely. I wrote down the same thing. Perfect.
Amazing. Okay.
But what a coincidence. Tomorrow is the date 100 years ago.
Here it is. Here it is.
So shit is about to go down.
Mm-hmm.
So on their way out, scary German guy talks about how they were scared of him before. And they're like, oh, maybe you thought I was a vampire. If I was a vampire, I wouldn't have a reflection. And you can see the reflection in a mirror behind him. And Horace is like, you sure know a lot about monsters. And he says, yeah, I suppose I do. And he goes to shut the door. And you can see his number marking tattoo on his arm, implying that he received that in Nazi Germany. And I just wrote, damn, in all capital letters.
Yeah, he was definitely in the Holocaust, I would assume.
Yeah.
God.
Wild.
I know. Yeah. I wasn't, for some reason, obviously, as a kid, I did not understand that.
Of course.
No, I didn't at all.
So now the kids know that they need to find this amulet before Dracula does.
Mm-hmm.
And they need a virgin to take the amulet and to read this passage in German to open this vortex into limbo.
Okay, the way that Patrick like agrees with him, it's so like he's just like, yeah, a virgin.
Yeah, of course.
Like when Sean is like describing all of this, I just think it's so cute that the rest of the kids are just like, yep, sounds right to me.
Right.
You know, because I feel like Patrick's kind of like his right-hand man.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so they show Sean at school ask Rudy if he knows any virgins, and Rudy like spit takes in the cafeteria.
Okay. One thing that I will say about the kids and Rudy that I think is so very true to being a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
They ask Rudy if he knows any virgins. They also ask Rudy where to get silver bullets.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's so cute because to them, Rudy is an adult.
Yeah.
Like he's older than them. Of course, he's like a bad boy. Of course, he knows where to get silver bullets. Of course, he knows where to get a virgin. Like they're looking at him the way that kids do.
Yes. Do you remember being in like 6th grade and the kids in junior high, like a freshman, a 9th grader in high school looked like a grown ass man?
They look like big ass people.
Yes.
And I think it's just the innocence of just assuming like, oh, Rudy will know where to get silver bullets.
Yeah.
You know?
And so back at home, we see that Phoebe is trying to get the boys' attention. They're all coming back to the clubhouse. And of course, they're blowing her off. They're like, get away. You know, Sean just does not want to be bothered by her. Mm-hmm. Finally, she ends up biting him. He's like, I'm telling mom. And she's like, would ya look? She's so cute.
Yeah.
Frankenstein comes out from behind the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All the boys run and hide. They just leave her there.
No, the best is one hides behind a barbecue. I think Patrick's behind a barbecue. Horace is behind a trash can or in a trash can. And Rudy is like behind a bush. But the best part, you can see all of them.
Yeah.
They are not hidden at all.
Right.
It's so funny.
And Phoebe's like, it's okay. He's our friend. Don't be chicken shit.
Yes.
I was like, you know, she was so excited to get to say that word.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. For sure.
And we see that Frankenstein can't really speak here, but he is repeating things that people say to him like he did earlier with Dracula.
Like he's kind of learning English.
Yes. And Phoebe says she's teaching him how to speak.
It's so sweet. Oh.
And he's now in the clubhouse with them, which also picturing him climbing up into the clubhouse is hilarious.
I'm so glad they didn't show us that because it would have like killed the mystery, man.
Right. He also starts sort of spying on Lisa, Patrick's sister, and accidentally snaps a picture of her because they had a camera set up pointing there. I'm like, you little perverts.
I know. And also like a couple of the words that he learns, one of them is focus. Mm-hmm. So when he presses the camera by accident, he's like, focus.
Yeah. They hand him a Frankenstein mask, and I found this very interesting because I thought it looked very similar to the actual merch made for the TV show back in the late 70s. And I couldn't find any confirmation that that's what it was. But when I looked it up, it just had a very similar, like those old plastic Halloween masks. Mm-hmm. They made merch for the 70s series that looked very, very similar. Mm-hmm. And then we see the shot of all of them walking in the sunset, Frankenstein with all the kids. I love this shot so much.
I think it's iconic. It's like one of the best in the entire film for sure. And like a couple of little things, like just about the interaction with Dracula or with Frankenstein. We sort of get to learn that Frankenstein doesn't see himself as a monster, I would say.
Yeah, he was really sad about the mask. He said,
was.
I forget what word he used, but it basically implied that he was like ugly.
Yes, exactly. At another point, Sean asks him if he's dead, and Frankenstein just responds like, "Dead?" question mark. Like,
Mhm.
he's what is it, juvenile, like jovial, like he's got that like a young
Yeah.
kid kind of spirit.
Yeah.
And I think like it just makes the tragedy of Frankenstein like so it just like breaks my fucking heart.
Yeah.
It really does. But yeah, the scene where they're all walking, it's just so lovely.
Mhm.
Oh, I love it so much.
Now we go back to Dracula's lair.
He says scary.
Oh, scary. Yeah.
Scary.
Talking about his own face. Yeah.
No, it makes me so sad. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Dracula is in his lair or manor.
Yeah,
however
it's
you
a
want to call
manor.
it.
Yeah.
And he can feel that they're near something. They're searching for something in the walls. Wolfman is with him in full wolf form.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds this area and he's like, here. And then they start busting a hole in the wall.
I know, and he's like mumbling about Van Helsing
Yeah.
as he's doing it.
And then there's a hole in the wall and we can see that the amulet is in the wall glowing green.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, there is no one to stop us. And then we cut to a montage of the kids preparing to take them down.
It is the freaking best.
Who
okay?
doesn't love an 80s montage?
Dude, and it's like Home Alone,
Yeah.
right? We're getting the Home Alone, right? The kids are riding bikes together. They're in school. They're trying to pay attention, but they can't wait to get out and see Frankenstein. Rudy's in shop class.
Mm-hmm.
And at first he's making like a box, right?
Yeah, and he's also filing stakes to a point.
So that's what I was going to say. So he shows the teacher like, oh, see, I'm just making this
Oh,
box.
right.
But then you actually see that he's making wooden stakes.
Secretly.
There's like a bomb ass jam playing over top of everything, right?
Oh,
like
what
a
does
bop.
it say? It's like something till you drop.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna look it up.
So Phoebe's dressing up Frankenstein in the clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
Eugene writes a cute letter to the military that says, "Dear Army guys, come quick. They're monsters." Eugene.
Yeah, in crayon.
In crayon, so fucking cute. And he has his little beagle lick the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute. Patrick is making the Monster Squad cards.
Like business cards.
Like business cards.
He's gonna be in marketing when he's older.
No, for real. Rudy is making silver bullets
Mhm.
out of Sean's mother's silver.
Yes.
Like
the silverware.
cutlery. Yes, exactly. And then Sean and Patrick look at a map together and point to Shadow Brick Road. Which,
Yeah.
when we get to the end, I have like little tidbits, but that is a nod to something.
Sean also steals bow and arrows from an archery class.
Yes, he does. Is it Sean or Rudy? I thought Rudy did that.
Oh, sorry, Rudy.
yeah.
It was Rudy.
Rudy is resourceful, man. He really is the bad guy.
Did you have shop class
bad
or
boy.
like
Yeah.
archery in your school?
I had both. I did archery in high school and I loved it. And then I did it in my early 20s as well.
We did not have those classes in my school.
We had shop class in junior high.
Wow.
In middle school. I think we called it middle school. Yeah, I made all kinds of stuff in shop class. I remember I made a keychain. I made like a box. Like
That sounds so
and
much
we
fun.
used like heavy machinery too.
That's wild. I
Yeah.
always thought that was just something that they showed on TV because we did not have that where I grew up.
Yeah, no, we definitely did. We also had we didn't have a lot of sports at the girls' school I went to, but I know we had archery and badminton.
Oh, I remember playing that in gym class one time and we were getting down with it. We were going crazy. Like
I loved it.
Spiking it into each other's faces. Yeah, that one was fun.
Yeah, no, it was super fun.
Rudy also gets the pictures developed here in this montage and does a spit take again because he sees, we don't see, but we know that he sees the picture of Lisa was on that film.
Yup.
It cuts to Frankenstein holding up the picture, and all the kids except Eugene and Rudy are trying to jump and grab it, including Phoebe, which also including Patrick, which is her brother, but maybe he just wanted to destroy the picture. And Phoebe, I think, just wanted to be involved.
Mm-hmm. Well, Phoebe always wants to be involved.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I don't know if I'm going to include the story or cut it, but I remember finding my dad's Playboys laying around.
I definitely found like porno magazines when I was a kid.
And one time I took one and I hid it behind my bookshelf.
Really?
I was like, I want to look at this later. And I hid it behind my bookshelf and my mom found it. Like, how did you find that? How and why were you looking behind the bookshelf? But I swear moms will find anything.
Oh, when mom's looking for something, man, she's finding it. I totally get that though, because it's the curiosity of being a kid. I remember a friend of mine had like pay-per-view, and that was the first time I had ever seen porn, and I
Yeah.
was like so confused.
You're
by
like-
it. I was so young, and I was just like, I don't understand what's happening. Like,
But I can't look away.
I thought they were like in pain. Like it was very confusing to me. I was like, what is this? Any hoogly So we cut to Dracula, who's with the Wolfman, but he's now in human form and he's heavily sedated. And honestly, again, Dracula really does come across as a total psychopath.
For real.
Yeah. And then Detective Sapper throws a file on, I'm just going to call him Dal because I think you referred to him as Dal.
Yeah.
His desk and tells him that an eyewitness of the ambulance crash said they saw a long hearse pulled up, no plates, and a silver skull hood ornament. Okay.
Mhm.
They have a little bit of banter here, right?
Yep.
Dell's phone rings and it's the Wolfman. Okay, who's like pleading with him that shit's about to hit the fan. He's starting to turn, but before he does, he full on tells him he's going to kill your son.
Which is a wild. Imagine hearing that. Also, we saw that the Wolfman spat out his meds and was starting to break free once Dracula left to go attack these 3 girls that he had locked in a room.
Because oh my God, because Wolfman is not a bad man.
Yeah, so at first I was like, why does he have him tied up? Like, he didn't have him tied up when he was a wolf. And then I realized, because I think he can sense or just knows that the human form is going to resist him. He's not evil like when he's in his wolf form.
No, exactly. And we do find out later he really doesn't like being a wolf.
Yeah.
I think for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
And then the werewolf busts out of the phone booth and howls at the moon.
Yeah, we do see a little transformation here of his face like stretching, his head stretching.
Yeah, I think the Wolfman, the transition that they did for him was nice because it's a little like important, I think, that we at least see some kind of transformation, especially this coming after An American Wolf in London and The Howling.
Yeah, hearing he's gonna kill your son. And the way he was saying it too, he was starting to transform. So he's like growling almost and drooling.
Yeah.
But yeah, bust out of the phone booth at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And so the kids now we see along with Frankenstein are in the woods and they're searching for Dracula. They want to find Dracula before Dracula finds them, which also is pretty badass.
Yes, they want to go to the manor and they want to get the amulet. That's what they're on the hunt for, okay? They're
Yeah.
passing a swamp and Eugene is eating like a Twinkie
Mm-hmm.
and he goes over to the swamp and he drops the Twinkie in the swamp and then all of a sudden Gilman pops out of the water and the way Eugene sells this, like he backs up like slowly and he like turns to tell Sean. And of course, Sean is like, because he looks at him and he's like, the creature stole my Twinkie.
It's so cute.
Yeah. And Sean's just like, what the, like,
Poor Eugene.
I
First
know.
the mummy, now the creature, and people just don't want to hear it. Also, his dog Pete is the one who knocked his Twinkie. And so he's like, thanks a lot, Pete.
It's so stinking cute.
And so Patrick and Rudy went to go find Lisa. And Rudy also is in love, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Rudy totally is into Lisa.
And so Patrick and Rudy now have Lisa up in the clubhouse and they're trying to ask her if she's a virgin in the most roundabout ways.
Oh, my God.
And so Patrick like can't get it out, which yeah, you wouldn't want to ask your sibling that. It'd be so awkward. So Rudy tries and he has like this long, almost eloquent way of like maybe, perhaps, if maybe you once, and then at the end says, been dorked.
Yeah. Like,
And I wrote, ew.
I know. And even her reaction, she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's like, you guys are sick. And then this is where Rudy makes a heel turn, in my opinion. Not intentionally, though, not for the 80s. He basically blackmails her with the photo they have of her changing.
Yeah, he says he's going to put it up on a bulletin board, like for like basically the school's going to see.
I'm like, Rudy, you little fucking turd. Like, that is not okay.
I mean, to be fair, he's wearing a leather jacket. He's introduced as a bad boy.
Unfortunately, that was not illegal back then.
No, that's terrible.
But
It's
definitely
terrible.
not an okay thing to do, just so you know.
God, I hope people fucking know that.
I hope so.
Sean, Horace, Eugene, and Frankenstein are casing the mansion. Okay, so they're checking it out, and Horace suggests maybe they go back to the clubhouse and hang out with Rudy and Patrick. He's definitely scared. Sean calls Frankenstein a wuss. He also calls him Frankie, which I think is really cute.
Yeah.
And it's just very innocent, okay? Sean is determined. Sean is like fearless and fierce. And
He really is.
he wants to go take care of this. Horace reminds him that they're 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Frankenstein tells them that the master is near and wants the children dead.
Yeah.
Horrifying thing to hear.
Absolutely.
Horace suggests that they could be in a math club or maybe even a nature squad.
Nature squad.
He's just like yapping. He's like, we don't really have to do this. We could be in a nature squad. Like he's scared, obviously, right?
He's nervous rambling.
He's nervous rambling, yes. So inside the mansion, Dracula's there. Okay. I think he's downstairs. He's somewhere. I think he is downstairs.
I think so.
The kids and Frankie go inside. And I have to say, the inside of this manor is so freaking cool.
Oh, it looks like something you would walk into at like Universal.
Dude, and when you watch Wolfman has got nards, the actors talk about how freaking cool being on these sets were and how it made everything so easy because you believe where you're at. You believe it. The sets are so incredible that it just felt like they were in the movie.
Hell yeah.
And I think that's so cool because it really is. So they come inside the house.
Dracula is also hooking explosives up to the wall.
He's out of his fucking mind. Yeah, because he wants to get to that amulet, okay?
Yeah.
So the house is old. There's cobwebs. It's very run down. Horace claps his hands and he's like, well, no amulet. Like,
yep, let's just leave.
Let's go. Sean does calm him down by reminding him that they have Frankenstein and his dad's a cop, so nobody's gonna fuck with them because my dad's a cop.
Which is so funny because, like, my guy, this is not gonna protect you with Dracula.
No, and we will soon find out that is absolutely true. So when Frankenstein steps in, a floorboard creaks, which then alerts Dracula.
He also looked a little leery to even walk in that manor.
He really did, and I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, the house starts to like rumble and fall apart, and we find out why. Because of Dracula.
Because of the explosives.
But it basically starts caving in, and the door and some debris all fall on Frankie, and he's trapped, right? He falls down.
Yeah.
And Horace is trying to help him. Sean is unfazed by this.
He really is.
Sean is on a mission, and he's like, well, if Frankenstein's down.
I wrote the exact same thing. Sean is on a mission because he's like, well, he died helping us. Like, let's go. I was like, I respect it to a degree because you're like, we're here. We need to get it done. We can cry later.
His dad. I mean, I think his dad is a pretty clear example of like that.
And an influence on him, I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it's obvious he's not at home very often. He has shit to do. He's, and I think that Sean kind of takes that on here for sure.
He even says, look, I'm the leader. I'm like, all right, take that role then.
He does. He's like, I'm the leader and you guys all need to listen the fuck up, basically, right? So obviously Dracula knows that they're there. So they need to find the amulet and they need to get the fuck out of there, is basically what Sean is saying, right? All of a sudden, Wolfman pops up.
Yes. And Sean is yelling to Horace, kick him in the nards, kick him in the nards. And Horace is like, he doesn't have nards. Take it away.
Sean's like, do it. And he does. He kicks him in the nuts and announces, surprisingly, Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah, because Wolfman keels over. Also, can I just say, every time I wrote nards, it kept autocorrecting to cards. And it was pissing me off so bad.
Dude. The autocorrect while I'm taking notes, I'm telling you, I feel like launching my computer into outer space. It makes me so mad.
Only sometimes it helps me when I am typing really fast. But then for this, I'm like, it's not cards. It still says kick him in the cards in my notes.
It makes me so mad. Okay. But I have to talk about this scene. This scene,
yes.
Fuck, when I, oh my God, when I think back to being a kid, this scene stands out so much. Like it brings me right back to being a kid, being at my dad's house on a Saturday night, having snacks and just watching this movie and being so fucking happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a time where like I hadn't experienced, the horrible parts of life.
Yeah.
And it's just this innocence. And it just brings me right fucking back to that.
I love that.
I just love it so much. Okay. So the kids do go further into the mansion, whatever. They run straight into 3 vampires.
Yeah, the girls earlier that Dracula had locked away, he has now turned them into vampires.
Yes, exactly. They try to run the other way, there's Dracula. They try to run the other way, there's Wolfman. They try to run the other way, there's vampire women. So they're circled, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean starts kind of fucking with a statue, okay? And Horace is like, what are you doing? And he's like, Sean's like, haven't you ever seen or haven't you read the Hardy Boys? There's got to be a lever here somewhere. He's not wrong. He pulls a lever and they all fall through the floor.
Can I also tell you how much it would annoy me when people would reference the Hardy Boys mystery squad, whatever, like the old books when I was a kid, because my Hardy Boys are different.
Oh my God.
Not my Hardy Boys.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I feel like it's because I stopped watching wrestling from 99 to 2003.
The peak time?
I did. I completely, I fell off. It was 1999. And then 2003 is when I came back.
Oh, the Attitude. I am an Attitude Era baby.
I'm an Attitude at the beginning of the Attitude Era.
That's true. 98 was very much the Attitude Era.
I remember original DX. Like I was obsessed with the OG DX.
Yeah.
But I missed when the Attitude Era got really wacky. Like I missed all of that.
Yeah,
and
you
it
did.
Came back in the 2000s.
You missed Mae Young giving birth to a hand.
I did. I missed it. I mean, I've seen it now, but I missed it.
Yeah.
So I obviously I love the fucking Hardys. They're the Hardys. They're
Of
the
course.
best. But I didn't have the same, like, I wouldn't have the same reaction as you did.
Yeah, I'd be like, that's not the Hardy Boys, okay? It's Hardy Boys with a Z, not an S.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway.
Oh my God. Okay. So we cut to Rudy, Lisa, and Patrick, and they're all at a pizza place. And Patrick's stressing out because he can't get a hold of Sean on the walkie-talkie, right? And it's 10 o'clock, and they're late. All right? So Sean and them were supposed to meet them at 10. They're not there. Lisa is basically just making fun of them. And that's kind of what's going on with that group.
Yeah.
So the kids are now in the basement of the manor.
And it's like,
if you can even call it a basement.
Yeah.
It's very unfinished.
Yeah. I keep wanting to call it a crypt. I think just because it has like skeletons in it.
It is crypt-like
Yeah.
for sure. That is definitely the aesthetic. And I want to say also, like, I just love the music. Like, I love this, like, it's like wondery. Like, it's like fantasy almost.
Yeah.
Right? And then they see the amulet.
Yes. And the amulet is surrounded by crosses, piles and piles of garlic. So they the previous people definitely set it up so that Dracula could not get to it.
Yes. And the amulet is this like green, it's flashing kind of this green color. It's sparkly, but not, it's almost like a big jewel that's like reflecting, and it's green. And
Sean almost immediately goes to grab it.
oh, dude, he is like ready to fucking go.
Which now he's taking it away from the crosses and the garlic, which means Dracula could get it.
Absolutely. So Dracula does appear and grabs Sean by the throat.
Yeah.
This is a child. Okay.
Oh, he don't give a fuck.
No. Horace, being the absolute cutie patootie that he is, pulls out a piece of pizza that he was saving, and he sticks it on Dracula's face, and the garlic ends up burning his flesh off.
I love that. It was so clever. Pizza is such a Horace-coded thing to pull out and just slap someone with.
No, 100%. And Dracula, man, the look on his face.
Terrifying.
He is pissed off.
Yeah, so the whole gang pretty much meets up here now. German guy, Lisa, everyone.
Because German guy comes with a Jeep. So the kids
Yeah.
get out of the manor, they go running.
Oh my gosh.
And they run into scary German guy who's driving like a military style Jeep.
It reminded me of the tourist trap
It
vehicle.
reminded me of Tourist Trap.
I'm like,
too,
what is the
dude.
deal with these cars being in, of these vehicles being in all these movies?
No, 100%. Yeah.
And so they basically decide to go to the church here.
Yes, because also Patrick, Lisa, and Rudy also show up. So it's almost like everybody kind of comes
Yes.
together, right?
Yes.
And it's so cute too because, well, first of all, Rudy's got his bow and arrow. He's ready to rip, right? Horace is like trying to explain what happened about how Wolfman has nards, and I just love that they kind of keep that in.
Yeah.
Like he's like, guys, you're never gonna believe this. Wolfman's
Oh,
got
because
nards."
of course you're going to tell your other friends that immediately.
You have to. But Sean cuts him off and is like, no, we need to get straight to the point.
Yeah.
Here's the fucking deal, right? Like
Yeah.
we've got the virgin, we've got the book, like, right? And so scary German guy's like, why don't we all go back to my place for some pie?
Yeah.
He loves pie, eh? He loves pie. Sean shows them all the amulet, and this is when they decide, well, let's do this at the church.
Yes.
Right? And the church is in the middle of town, and the reason that they choose the church is because monsters hate churches and shit.
Naturally.
Yes. I mean, it's a good plan.
Yeah, I think they have a good point. And so as they're driving, the mummy appears in the middle of the road and they try to swerve a little bit, but the mummy latches onto their car.
Yes.
Okay, he's just like dangling from the back and everyone is screaming and it's so funny.
Yeah, everyone's freaking out.
It's so funny because they're screaming for so long. At one point, Phoebe is just going like this. Like her face almost has no expression because she probably had to hold that for so long.
Dude, yes.
And so while the mummy is attached to the car, they take a piece of they're able to grab a piece of his wrapping and Rudy attaches it to the arrow, shoots it into a tree, and it starts unraveling the mummy in the process. And as it unravels, he's basically vanishing.
He's turning to dust.
Yeah.
Like full on just turning to dust.
And then Rudy's like, see you later, Band-Aid breath.
I mean, listen.
It's a good line.
I liked it. Also, like in between all that, the cops kind of have like an interaction with each other, and I just really liked their dynamic. Like Detective Sapper's just messing with Dell, and he's kind of laughing his ass off at him.
Yeah, he doesn't believe him that the Wolfman, is still alive and called him.
Which makes this next scene. Yeah. Okay, so the cops are driving down the street, and they cross paths with Dracula's hearse, which is going the opposite direction of them. And as they're driving forward, the hearse drives right through their vehicle.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have a head-on-head collision. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, head-on collision.
Okay. I said head-on-head.
Head-on-head. Woo. It reminded me of Ghostbusters too.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like when the train goes. Do you remember that part in the sewers with the train? Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. So it goes right through it, and Detective Sapper tells Detective Crenshaw, Dell, he isn't saying anything, not a single word.
Yep, because now he ain't got shit to say.
How, like, to be honest, if that happened in real life, like, you'd be speechless.
You know the feeling when you drop something or like you think you're about to fall, that drop that in the pit of your stomach?
Yes.
Can you imagine you think you're about to just have a head-on collision with a car and it goes through you?
Dude, I honestly no.
Would you just pass out?
I feel like yes. I feel like because they're detectives, they have to hold it together. But like, yeah, I don't know. I would think that I was having like a psychotic break or something.
Yeah, I would shit my pants.
So Dracula pulls up to Sean's house with sticks of dynamite.
This was so wild to me.
Okay. He lights it and tosses it into their clubhouse.
Yep.
And says, meeting adjourned.
Blows up their treehouse.
Dude, blows it up, okay? Mom obviously notices this explosion that's in her back freaking yard.
One thing I did like is they show right before he does blow up the treehouse, the mom notices the candle went out.
Oh, interesting.
So just like she said, once it goes out, something bad could happen.
Shit, and it surely does. The cops show up while Dracula's there, okay? He's still there. And they pull their guns on him.
Oh, I think that Dell did such a great job. The actor who plays Dell, how he was frantic. This is his house.
Dude.
He was going home because the Wolfman told him they're coming for your son.
Exactly, yes.
So the way he gets out and is pointing the gun at Dracula, like it felt so frantic and emotional.
Oh, no, I'm with you 100%. Okay, so Detective Sapper is still in his car. Dell gets out of his car.
Yeah.
Okay. And straight up, Dracula just lights a stick of dynamite and throws it under the car. And the car explodes with Detective Sapper inside.
He kills him.
Right in front of Dell.
I wrote, what the fuck?
Dell, I mean, he's just got his gun on Dracula.
Yeah, and this, to me, I think I was so surprised because it's a kid's movie. I just was not expecting.
Kids movie in the 80s, man. Crazy. So obviously, Dell starts shooting at Dracula. Dracula is very unfazed by this. He knows this ain't gonna do nothing. And he tells Dell he will have his son. And then he morphs into a bat in front of the mother and flies off.
Like, just take a moment to think about the weight of that. First of all, you try to shoot this person, nothing happened to them at all. And then they tell you, even if you don't have kids, just imagine, I will have your son, and then just leaves.
As a bat.
What?
Mom is obviously terrified.
Yeah.
Right? She's super scared. Dell runs into the house, like you said, totally panicking. He's looking for Sean. He's looking for Phoebe. And he does grab one of the walkie-talkies, which I thought was really smart. And he's trying to find Sean. And Sean ends up coming onto the walkie-talkie, and he tells them that it's almost time. They need to hurry up to like Times Square. He needs to get to the church.
Yeah, they're almost to town square.
Exactly.
I love it's like generic town square.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. So they pull up to the church, and again, I love the set. I think
The set's so cool.
it's so freaking cool, man. But the church is locked.
Yeah.
Okay, the church is locked. So the kids are like, well, let's just do it in front of the church then. I mean, right? Why not?
Next best thing.
The women vampires appear, and they're coming for, obviously they're coming for them. Lisa is trying to like read the book.
Right. Yeah.
So a bunch of things are going to be like kind of happening at one time here.
Yes. It was so funny too to see them walking down the street with this Burger King in the background. I just thought that was such a funny touch.
And they make a note about the Burger King. They're like, what are we going to do inside the Burger King?
Yeah.
No, I think it's great. So these like women vampires, they show up. And then Lisa is really struggling to read this book, and she suggests that the German guy read it, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but he's not a virgin. And she's like, well, did you ask him?
Right. You don't know, but he is trying to coach her through reading it. He's reading it and she's repeating after him.
Exactly. Rudy, being the little bad boy, badass that he is, right? He approaches the vampires, and Sean's like, what are you doing? Like, what is happening here? And like a badass, he says, I'm in the goddamn club, aren't I? While holding a cigarette in his mouth. I'm like, sir, you're still only 14.
Right.
Or whatever.
And then he walks up and he starts shooting the vampires with his bow and arrow.
Oh, he's ready.
Yeah.
He is ready. It's wild. And then one of them does come like closer and closer and closer. Rudy ends up stabbing her with the stake.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, I thought that scene was so like intense.
It was very intense.
Like, he's just a kid.
And then Dell at the same time is rolling up, making it more intense because he's shooting at the bat.
Right.
With all these kids right there.
It's crazy. And he does hit the bat. The bat goes flying into, okay, at first, I was going to say this to you, and I put it in my notes. At first, I thought the bat fell into the church.
Same. But
then when we get into this facility, there's a bunch of like Adidas shoe boxes. And I was like, wait a minute. Why is the church storing all of these fucking shoes?
Yeah.
It's not. I think it's like the store next door.
It is. I rewound it to see what he flew into. It's a sporting goods store.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So the bat crashes through, right? And it's so gross. Dracula is like half bat, half vampire, and he's laying on the floor and he looks scary.
But he's human sized and his wing is out and twitching. It reminded me a little of the Jeepers
Creepers.
The creature.
Yes.
What is his name? Is it just the creature?
It's
the creeper.
The creeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
It looked so gross and it was such a cool effect.
Dude, it was really, really cool. And then Wolfman is behind him as Dell lights up a stick of dynamite and tells him to suck on this, you son of a bitch. Wolfman launches him across the room and essentially beats his ass.
Yeah, they start fighting.
Wolfman is definitely kicking his ass. And then Sean shows up and he's like, hey, asshole. Wolfman turns around and he's like, you looked, and hits him with like a huge pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Dell sticks the live dynamite in Wolfman's shorts, pushes him out a window, and he explodes.
This was also wild.
It was so cool.
I feel like they saved so many of the crazy effects for the end, as you would. You know, they're building up to for the big finale.
No, exactly.
But I love that. I love that he delivered like a really cool line. Suck on this, you son of a bitch. And then doesn't get to, then starts getting his ass beat.
Yes.
But hey, asshole, you looked is such an 80s and 90s kid thing to say.
No, totally. I love it. I want to say this to someone. Hey, asshole.
And then they look.
And then I like, I don't know. Fuck you.
No. Then punch him. And so we see that the Wolfman's body parts are all over the alley.
Yes.
He's completely
decimated.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I was just going to say blown up.
Yeah, he's exploded for sure.
And then all of his body parts start moving.
They do. And also, like, I thought it was really sweet. Sean and his dad have a moment where they like hug. Mm-hmm. And I just love that, like, I love that they're, I don't know, getting close again.
They're bonding.
Bonding.
By blowing up monsters.
And when they look up, Dracula's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. Mm-hmm.
And so back with the rest of the kids, Lisa finally is able to say the whole, I guess, spell, incantation, whatever, recites the whole thing out of the book, but nothing happens.
No.
Okay.
And while it's happening, Wolfman is like coming back to life, but at this point, he's like alive with no limbs.
Yeah. And he starts walking up behind Rudy. The cops show up and start shooting him. It doesn't do anything, of course. And then they start jumping on his back and fighting him. Like you said earlier, a lot of things are happening at once here, because then we cut back to Lisa, and Patrick, her little brother, is asking, "You're not a virgin, are you?" And then she's kind of shaking her head no. And he's like, "What do you mean no?" And she goes, "Well, Steve, but he doesn't count." And I love Patrick's reaction. He's like, "Doesn't count." Look, girl, we all have someone that we wish didn't count.
Oh my God, you're telling me.
So
friend.
I feel ya.
No, for real. And also, can I also just really quickly point out the way that they put the werewolf back together, I thought was really clever. They do it so that we only see the shadow of his body parts coming back together and forming like a whole werewolf.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. I also love that they blow him up and that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because in vampire or in werewolf lore, yeah, it's like a silver bullet. And I love that they kept that, because I thought when I first saw it, I remember thinking that the werewolf was dead.
Yeah, and they talk about this in the treehouse where they're like, they're suggesting other ways that might kill a werewolf, and I think blowing him up might be one of them.
No, I know. I think it's great. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I circled back, but
no, I think that's perfect. There's so much happening at once. I feel like it all goes together, right?
No, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
And so now we see Wolfman is beating up the cops, but Rudy is finally able to shoot him with a silver bullet. And he turns back into a man, and he thanks Rudy for killing him, which is really sad.
I know. It's super sad. It's super, super sad. And Rudy looks up at Del and Sean and says, "Told ya, only one way to kill a werewolf."
He was right.
My God.
Now we see that Eugene asks German guy, "Is she a virgin?" Pointing to Phoebe, because he doesn't know what that means. Then we also see that Gilman is approaching Horace.
Dude, Gilman jumps out of the sewer.
Yeah.
Like he like launches himself out of the sewer.
He always has really epic entrances into the scenes.
Oh, he'd be a great pro wrestler.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yes. Can you imagine?
His entrance, that would be like, his wrestling would be like, but like, you know, when someone's got a fire entrance, so like, you know, you're just like, well, man, his entrance is awesome.
Like, all right, he can't really move. He's real stiff, but it's okay. We are here for the entrance.
That entrance though.
So Gilman is approaching Horace here, who is trying to get into a store. He's banging on the door that's locked. It's EJ and Derek, of all fucking people, who are in the store.
Of course, they're not letting him inside because they're fucking little pansy ass little.
I wrote little bitch asses won't let him inside. Horace, he has no other choice. He turns and he shoots Gilman, because, by the way, he had a shotgun.
He had a big ass shotgun, yeah.
Yeah. And then EJ and Derek come out and they're like, "Nice one, fat kid." And Horace turns around and says, "My name is Horace," and cocks the gun. I
loved it.
It's so good. It's so epic. And so now we see German guy. I keep changing his name. I'm like, he's not scary German guy anymore. He's just German guy.
Right.
He is coaching Phoebe on reading the German. And so she's repeating after him. Dracula shows up.
Dude, Dracula is pissed, man. He's pissed, and the cops are all trying to stop him, and he is like Matrix style, just fucking taking them all out. It was so effortlessly.
Just like slapping him to the side, knocking him over. Like he is just blowing through them.
I don't know, man. I think that's my man.
Once I saw that look on your face, I'm like, you like that, don't you?
I like it a little bit.
So he's going straight for Phoebe because she's holding the amulet while she's reading.
Dude, when he grabs her face, he grabs her by like the chin almost.
Yes.
Like the face, and he lifts her off the ground. So the way they did that, they had her on a little platform, and the platform would lift up. That would bring her up in the air. So obviously he's not really grabbing her.
Yeah.
What I thought was wild, she didn't know that he was going to call her a little bitch. She also, the director was kind of like, "Okay, so you're going to scream." And she's like, "Well, when do I do that?" And he's like, "You'll know."
Aww.
And so when he like looks at her with those eyes and pops his fangs out, and it scared her so badly that the first take, the scream didn't even come out because it was so like, you know, like gut wrenching.
Yeah.
And they obviously had to do another one where she screamed, and it was a longer scream, but it scared the shit out of her.
That's so sad.
Dude, it was so scary. I was watching like the behind the scenes stuff, and like, yeah. And Duncan, the actor that plays Dracula, when he's describing it and the fear that she had in it, and just like, yeah, she was fucking scared of him, man.
Aww.
Yeah.
I also do want to mention, German guy does stand between them before he gets to Phoebe. He does try to stand in between him.
Oh.
And Dracula just like blasts him with something that comes out of his hand.
Yeah, almost like a bolt or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad. I'm so glad he didn't die though, because I was really scared.
Yeah.
Because I loved it. He stepped up and I went, oh my God, this guy's a badass.
Knowing damn well that he was not going to be able to beat Dracula, but he was trying to protect Phoebe.
I
Like you mentioned, he picks up Phoebe by the chin when he says, "Give me the amulet, you bitch." I'm sorry, I did start laughing because I just was not expecting that.
That's what I'm saying. He's a psychopath.
Calling a 5-year-old a bitch is crazy.
After picking her up by her face?
Yeah. And so he, like you said, he shows his fangs. She screams. It's such an iconic shot. We're definitely going to use that for the thumbnail.
I love it.
And then luckily Dracula gets spun around by
our boy Frankie.
Frankie comes back.
He saves the day, man.
And he says, "Focus," like before, and knocks Dracula into, I think, a cross.
Yeah, exactly.
Like on top of the church, I'm assuming, and it impales him.
And it's metal, so it doesn't kill him.
Right. And so Phoebe holds Frankenstein's finger basically and repeats the rest of the spell with the German guy.
Oh my God, Frankie looks so pleased with her.
Yeah.
He looks proud of her.
They really are so precious. And now we see that black hole to Limbo opens. So it's working.
The portal. And the wind is pulling everything in. So everyone's scrambling to like hang on to things. They don't want to get pulled into the portal. We look and see that Dracula is off the pole.
Yeah.
And he grabs Sean.
Right.
And they're being pulled towards the portal. So Sean's almost like on him and they're getting dragged. Sean pulls a stake and stabs Dracula in the heart.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Van Helsing appears and grabs Dracula from behind, gives Sean the thumbs up, and then he pulls him into the portal.
Pulls Dracula into Limbo.
Dude.
So basically in the first scene then, they were successful in opening the portal. It's just everyone got sucked in, basically. And that's what they don't want.
Right.
Because it's sucking everyone in. Unlike the portal in Evil Dead, which seemed to only suck in the evil things, right? For the most part.
Yeah, and it pulls in Ash and his car. It pulls in a lot of stuff in Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So Frank, oh my God, this part always makes me cry. Frankenstein goes towards Phoebe and he reaches for her hand. And he falls and he's like holding onto this bench and they hold hands and she's begging him not to leave.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And he calls to her and he says, "Bye." Dude, I'm fucking bawling watching this movie, right? She's like still begging him. She's like, "Please don't go. Please don't go." He holds her teddy bear and he says bye again as he's pulled through the portal. And the portal closes and they're all gone.
I could totally see why this would make you cry.
Oh, every time I watch it, dude, I'm like sobbing.
Okay, I wasn't laughing at it, but I couldn't help when he goes, "Bye." I'm like, he literally goes, "Bye." And is sucked into the portal. I was looking at it from a different lens because I didn't see this as a kid, but still, it is so heartwarming.
And I think it's that thing of like, when, I don't know, maybe I'm too in my feels, but like it reminds me so much of this feeling of like when you lose someone you love and you're begging them not to leave. Like you know what I mean? Like, you know, if you lose someone close to you, there is this part of you that still, before you can accept it, you're just like begging the universe, you're begging God, like, please don't fucking leave me, you know? And the fact that she's witnessing all that at 5.
Yeah. And her voice is so cute and sweet and she's just so adorable and convincing and you feel so much sympathy for her.
And I love Frankenstein, man.
Yeah.
I love him. I'm like, you don't deserve to be in limbo. You deserve to be happy. You're Frankie.
Yeah.
You know?
But then now the military rolls up.
Yes.
I was dying. They get out and the sergeant or whoever is like, "Who's Eugene?" And I'm like, what? So the letter that Eugene sent actually made it to the army guys and they're coming to help. And he's like, "Where are the monsters?" He's like, "Will someone tell me what the Sam Hill is going on?" And Sean says, "We can." And he goes, "Well, who are you?" And he hands them their card and he goes, "We're the Monster Squad."
Dude, it's the best movie. Literally, my notes, it says, "This is the best movie ever. Why am I crying?"
The credits start rolling as the Monster Squad rap starts playing, which the closing song of a movie, not that the whole score isn't important, but that closing song, you know that feeling when like it's such a bomb ass song and you get chills and
Yes.
you're just reminiscing about how awesome that movie was and you're leaving the theater like that was fucking awesome.
Dude,
That's what it
yes.
feels like.
No, I'm with you 100%. And I love that the credits are rolling over the scene.
Yes.
So it doesn't fade to black. We kind of see like the aftermath of everything that's going on. People are kind of like talking to each other, getting their feet, blah, blah. And then there's this bomb ass music playing over it. Oh my God.
I love that too. I love seeing more of the fallout or the closing scene as the credits are going.
Dude, this is hands down one of my favorite movies of all time.
It was great. I loved it.
I'm so jazzed that you loved it.
Come on. Universal Monsters, a coming of age tale, 80s.
Yo, we would have like, I wish we could make a Monster Squad.
Let's do it.
I know, for real.
We're kind of like halfway there.
No, I feel like this room is starting to turn into like a monster club.
It's
room.
a clubhouse. It is.
It's the clubhouse. I should get a sign and I should have the Monster Squad on the door. Right now, you guys can't see it, but there's a life-size Michael Myers. I'm going to call it a door hanger. It covers the entirety of the door.
Yeah.
And he's holding a knife.
A bloody knife.
I definitely scared myself in the middle of the night a few weeks ago and took a back bump because I thought there was a man in my house.
You took a bump?
Oh, I took a full bump. Yeah, I was like, and I like fell backwards. It was just a whole thing. And yeah, anyway, so yeah, I need a sign that says the Monster Squad. I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
I fucking love this movie. I think I've been dropping a lot of F-bombs lately, guys, and I apologize for that.
I do all the time and I don't apologize.
I just get so jazzed about certain movies, and the Monster Squad is definitely up there as one of my favorites.
All right, so let's get into some fun facts.
I love fun facts. I love it. Okay, do you want to go first?
Sure, I have like one.
Okay, I love it. Tell me.
So I actually just was looking into this before we started recording because I just like to, brush up on a few things. And sometimes I'd like to look at the cast and see other things that they've done.
Sure.
And so I noticed that Eugene, who was played by Michael Faustino, he is the younger brother of David Faustino, who is probably best known for playing Bud in Married with Children.
That is so fun. Oh my God.
And I was really confused at first because when it showed Michael Faustino, Eugene, it was showing David's picture. So I was like, wait, I'm like, hold on. He is who played Bud. And I went down like this little rabbit hole because on Google, it kept showing me pictures of David instead of Michael. But no, they are two separate people. Michael is the younger brother of David. And Michael also appeared in guest roles on Married with Children.
Oh my God. I love that fun fact. That was a really good one.
Thanks.
Okay.
It's my only one.
No, I think it was great. Oh my God. No, it was great. Okay. So near the start of the movie, that plane that the crates are on.
The bomber.
Yes, the bomber. It says Browning on the side.
Okay.
And it's a nod to director Todd Browning, who directed the original Dracula in 1931.
Nice.
Thought that was kind of interesting. Andre Gower and Robbie Keeger, Sean and Patrick, they were friends in real life before they started filming. And Andre actually like pushed for Keeger to get the role of Patrick.
I love that.
So they were real besties.
Oh, I love that so much.
I think it was really cool.
Also, imagine pushing for that when you're a kid.
Oh, I know.
What a thing.
What a thing.
What a
I mean,
thing
he
to have
does
to
seem
do.
like a very confident kid for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So there's also a line that says, dead guys do not get up and walk away by themselves.
Mhm.
It's also a line in Night of the Creeps.
Hell yeah.
And Fred Decker, who is the director of this movie, wrote and directed Night of the Creeps, which we are totally covering on the pod because it
Yes.
is one of my favorites. Thrill me. Love it so much.
I'm writing that down too in my ever-growing list of things that we have to remember.
And then I have a couple of things that I think I'm going to save for our extended.
I lied. I also have a couple more fun facts, but I'm also going to save them for the extended. They mostly go into the TV series, which, I like to go down random rabbit holes. So that was mine.
I love that so much. Also, one quick note, the actor who plays Horace, Brent Challam, actually passed away in 1997.
Oh, that's really sad.
I know, it's so sad. It's such a bummer that he didn't get to see like the documentary made and just like, I don't know if it became a cult classic by then because it certainly is now.
Yeah.
But he was so incredible as Horace.
He really was.
I feel like he was just such a huge part of the film.
Absolutely. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I love this movie so much. I cannot believe that I did not watch it as a kid and was not told about it. And that kind of pisses me off a little bit. Like, who was gatekeeping this from me? That's what I want to know.
I'm surprised you never saw it at the video store, but you never went into like the horror section, right?
Was it in the horror section? I do feel like
I don't remember.
Because it could have also been in the kids section, but maybe I was too scared at the time. I was scared of everything as a kid, so it's possible.
Oh, I remember you did tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, little scaredy cat, little scared AK.
Yeah, but we're going to get into more in the Patreon extended. Thank you so much for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see our sweet ass display right here. We got a Frankenstein monster, actually 2 of them. We got Gilman. Laura has an awesome setup here that we sometimes alternate over to my house. We have social media where you can follow us at Chainsaw Girls Pod, Instagram, TikTok. We also have, what do we have? Email?
We have an email. You can shoot us an email, chainsawgirlspod@gmail.com, if you have suggestions for movies you want to cover, or if you just want to, chat, email us. Like she said, we are on YouTube. We go live on YouTube premiere, I guess is what it's technically called, at noon on Mondays. If you hop into the chat, we're usually in there talking. And we also have a Patreon. And right now we're going to shout out all of our top tier patrons.
We sure are.
Angel R, Jolene, David G, John M, Jonathan W, Rob V, David T, Heather D, Franchise Driller, aka Ryan, John W, Josh N, Millie C, Adrian G, Chris S, Alexis T, Adam BL, and James C. Thank you so much for being our top tier patrons. If you'd like to help out the podcast at all, if you give us a 5-star review on Amazon or Spotify, it really does help the podcast grow. We appreciate you guys so much. Okay, bye.